We're ready to begin.
All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about loss and frustration, navigating the obstacles of online shoppers seeking product information. So this is all about the common frustrations that online shoppers face when they're shopping online and looking for information. Today, we're going to be discussing strategies on how to provide a better customer experience for those customers. And we'll share real-life best practices and examples along with a live demo about how retailers and brands have successfully navigated these challenges and improved their customer experience. So let's introduce today's speakers. My name is Ben Rodier. I'll be your first speaker. I'm Chief Client Officer at SalesFloor, responsible for client services and support.
And I'm Maria Sadie. I'm the Pre-Sales Director here at SalesFloor, and I'll be providing insights and a demonstration of how our retailers use the SalesFloor platform to improve customer experiences every day.
Awesome. Thanks, Maria. So let's set it up for everyone. As technology has advanced, I think what's really happened is that many retailers have really taken a keen look at self-service models. So how can a customer visit a website and get help themselves without any human interaction? And while there's no human interaction, this can be extremely efficient from a cost perspective, but it can also have significant drawbacks. So according to some research that we've pulled together for today, the first one is a Forrester set of research where 40% of shoppers said that they have difficulties when they're needing help when they shop online. When it comes to not having access to a human being, many customers find themselves struggling to get the answers they need about products, and that leads to frustrations and abandoned sales. Another survey found that 57% of customers felt frustrated when specifically shopping for clothing and apparel. Without the assistance of a sales associate when it comes to shopping for clothes, many customers have trouble finding the right fit, color, size, style, and those recommendations or the lack thereof lead to frustrations that effectively make customers abandon their shopping cart. So you see how even eMarketer quantified that shopper abandonment can reach upwards of 30% without the right information at the fingertips of a customer. So in conclusion here, while self-serve models can have a huge benefit from an efficiency standpoint, they still have significant drawbacks when there's no human that's inserted into the mix at the right moment in time to help the customer find what they're looking for. So when you look at the store and you think about the store of the future, we've seen plenty of research around how the store is now the unifying factor of the customer's shopping experience. We might shop online, on a mobile device, and across multiple channels, but the store is where it all really comes together. So according to Gartner, that this line between digital and physical is increasingly, it's becoming blurred, and it's difficult. So as a result, businesses, they need to provide a seamless way for the customer to shop across these channels in order to stay competitive. To provide the best possible experience, we have leading retailers that use SalesFloor like Macy's and Chico's that have figured out how to offer the same level of self-service along with human interactions that give the customer the same feeling and the same experience when they shop in the store and when they shop online. And this approach has a number of benefits. When you come into the store, you feel welcome, you feel personalized in terms of how the sales associate is tailoring the shopping for you, and that same thing should be able to happen online. You see an example on the website here, on the screen here, where we can actually go on Macy's website and talk to a real style expert that helps us find what we're looking for. That's the same seamless experience that I would come to expect in the store that I'm now getting online. And what that does is it allows the shopper to increasingly stay loyal, not only to the associate that they feel comfortable selling to, but the store and the location that is closest to their home or near their work. So in conclusion, while self-service can be hugely convenient in certain use cases, it's really important to remember the value of human interaction. And one solution that's bridging the gap between online and in-store is by connecting your store associate to the web traffic on your website. And that really makes the store the hub for unified commerce. So we took a look at all of the data that we have access to in SalesFloor, And we took a look at what are customers actually asking for. We do this on a regular basis with all of our customers when we review performance of their programs using Salesforce. But what we wanted to show you is an aggregated view of what customers are actually asking for. And so what you're looking at is a split between the questions that have been categorized by our analysts between product recommendations, product attribute, inventory, and everything else, which is like miscellaneous and service. So I'll walk you through this just for a minute here. Product recommendations is when a customer comes to the site and they need help finding the right product. 34% of our customer requests that we log fell into this category. Product attributes were specific to, does the product have this specific feature? In this case, someone was asking about a golf shirt, whether it has SPF factor to protect them from the sun. It's very hard to get that in a product recommendation if your merchandising team hasn't actually programmed the product detail page with this information. Only an expert in the store who knows the product, touches the product, and understands the customer can help you get to this information. And then finally, the inventory questions at the bottom left. I find this very interesting because many websites have automated self-serve inventory tools where I can check the product levels at stores. But what we've noticed at Salesforce over the last few years is that customers increasingly use this type of question when talking to a human being. Maybe it's a trust factor, maybe it's just the fact that they want to validate before making the trip to the store, but we see 26% of questions actually asking about local store inventory. And then the rest is miscellaneous and service, which it's really important to point out. You might not need a human being to fix a coupon code on the website or ensure that your delivery is going to be on time or not. These are great examples of self-service opportunities, but the rest of it is 88%. So what that means is that 9 out of 10 questions that we have access to data for is effectively about product, which is the right place to put that is in the hands of an expert who can help the customer with that expertise that they have. And so these are some of the results that you can see what happens when retailers connect their in-store associates to their web traffic. The most important stat is top left, 10 times lift in conversions. So the average website, whether you're big or small, is somewhere around 1.5%. It's not uncommon to see a sales associate converting in the store at 30%. When you bring those users online and start converting online traffic, 1.5 easily becomes 15, 17, even 19%, depending on the week. We also see an increase in basket sizes. So when you get the right personalization, the right service, you tend to buy more and more often. And I won't run through each statistic here, but the point of this slide is to help show that once a program that connects online customers to their in-store associate reaches a certain level of maturity, the KPIs and the ROI points become extremely clear and boil back down to basic business KPIs. Return rates become lower. The average amount of revenue contributed to the overall business by your sales associates online can reach as high as 21%. And most importantly, at the bottom right, what's super interesting is that all of this digital interaction, digital experience actually leads to twice as much in-store sales that it does online. And that's really important. So I'll say it again. When you interact online, if you look at $3 earned by the business, one of them will transact online after interacting with an associate through the web, but 2 of those $3 will actually transact at the cash register in the store following the digital transaction. That's the classic. I interact online and I come into the store to complete my purchase because I want to touch the product. So Salesforce is a platform that brings all of this together. We are the most comprehensive customer engagement platform in the business. We have more than 460 million interactions on an annual basis where we're actually able to log and see the data that we're sharing with you today. Our interactions result in more than $3 billion in attributed revenue. That number is continuously growing and accelerating each month that we continue to serve all these interactions up through our customers. And it's adopted by some of the biggest brands in the world, which I'll show you in a minute. You saw Macy's and Chico's as an example, and in a few minutes, Maria is going to take you through some real life examples from some of the leading retailers that are already using Salesforce to do some of the things that we're talking about today. But all in all, this is about driving the total experience, making sure that your customer has access to the same experience that they get when they walk into a store across all the other channels, including online. And so these are some of the brands that are currently live with Salesforce. It's across many different verticals. A lot of these retailers have been using this type of program for the last 3, 4, and 5 years, whereas others are just getting started. But what's super exciting to us at Salesforce is that this concept of connecting the online customer to the in-store associate is now no longer specific to luxury or one-to-one commission-based associates. It spans across many different industries and many different use cases, from luxury all the way down to mid-tier and accessible fashion as well. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Maria to take us through some real-life examples of how retailers are doing all of this by connecting their online shoppers to their in-store associates. Over to you, Maria.
All right, thank you so much, Ben. So I'll be taking you through our live demo. We'll start off with Connect, which is engaging with customers when they're looking for product help online. So that pie chart that Ben took you through. And we'll also show you some examples of engaging, so really reaching out to customers post-purchase and being a little bit more proactive of taking care of the customers you're working with. So we'll start off with one of our great retailers, Chico's. You can see here on their main product page, they have the Connect widget. This can be implemented in many different ways, but this is how they choose to use it as a pop-up here. I'll show you a live example as well. You can see right away that it's geolocalized me to my closest store. So as a customer, I know that whoever I'm going to be talking to is going to be in my local store. If I wanted to continue my conversation by coming in after my workday or stopping by next week, I know I'll be able to connect with the same person. We'll go through a live version of chatting with a style expert, but you can see that somebody is online and available, ready to answer my questions at a moment's notice. I also have the ability to contact somebody at a different time. So this is really, let's just say I'm chatting at night when I put my kids to sleep, I'm able to, reach out with an email or a text message. This actually generates a ticket you'll see in the associate-facing application where associates are really incentivized to answer as quickly as possible. In fact, we see response rates of under 2 business hours. So here you're able to collect customer information as well as customer data, which will be synced back to their CRM, as well as any questions that the customer wants to include here. We're able to support appointments. We provide full appointment management. So whether those appointments are in-store, online, video appointments, we'll send the notifications and reminders to both associates and the customers. I can also choose a different store if I need to. And of course, for those, 10% of customer service inquiries, we do connect with your existing customer service platforms. So this will actually click out to the customer service solutions, but we're really kind of implementing this one hub for customers to reach out to and be able to engage with associates. So before the demo, I'm just going to show you very quickly the ability to search for any stylist that I might have worked with in the past. I can search for somebody by name. I can look up their store location. And this is actually going to take me to their associate storefront. So this is an associate I might have shopped with before. I trust and know the recommendations. I'm able to initiate all of those things that we just talked about, but directly with this one associate, right? So I can also see any of their personal curated selections. So I'm down in the Houston area, we're buying shorts and t-shirts. If I was up in Chicago, I might still be shopping for jackets. This will really be kind of like localized to the area and what their customers are shopping for. And we can even integrate feeds from their Instagram page or any, corporate or marketing blogs as part of the storefront. But it really kind of gives each associate a chance to be a little bit of a celebrity and curate their own selection. We do also support this for a version where it's a team page. So rather than having each stylist, each store would have their own page available. So let's go into a very brief demo of what this looks like from the associate standpoint. Here on my right, I have our demo site. So very similar to what you've seen, but Here I'm able to control both sides of the conversation. And then on the left, you can see the associate facing application. So this is what your reps will see in the store. So as a customer, I have the ability to, first of all, again, you can see this is geo-localized. And you see that this is a lot more of a conversational format. So very similar to the same questions, but a different way of displaying it. So you can see here I can initiate a chat, which we'll do in a moment, but you can see we have a way to display the pictorial menus. We go ahead and select chatting with an associate, and rather than filling in the form, I'm able to just fill in the answers very briefly right here, just to make it as easy as possible for my rep to be able to take care of me. I won't bore you with any conversations here, but you can see for the sales associate, I'm looking to answer this chat as quickly as possible. You know, there's something about a counter that makes you a little bit nervous. So you're able to answer as quickly as possible. If for whatever reason I wasn't available, I was taking care of somebody in the store, this would be routed to the next associate in my store or even the next closest store in my area. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. While the customer is waiting, we do have notifications to kind of keep them warm, to be able to know that somebody's going to respond to them as quickly as possible. So
I think
in the
just one thing that I'll just jump in here, Maria, is one thing that's really important about what Maria is showing is that the application has actually been really geared for a retail store reality. And so if you don't answer because you are busy with the customer, it's really important to note that, you know, the customer will have the opportunity to leave a message, and that associate in the store, they don't have to make themselves offline so that they don't miss another call. It actually moves them to offline automatically. So it's a very accommodating solution to ensure that the retail store associate, the work that they do in the store is not overcome by needing to serve digital customers. It's actually just an extra thing that when they have time, they can actually use.
Thank you, Ben. And you see all of the information that I've collected from the customer. This is included for the sales rep to view, and it can be tied back to their CRM profile. So if I got a new email or an updated information, all of that will be tied back. So as part of the conversation, you can see I have this little plus at the bottom left of my screen. I have quick responses. So let's just say the customer says, I'm looking for an ABS dress or something that needs to be in stock. I'll say, I'm going to take a look into it in the back for you. Just, you know, less typing and more taking care of customers. I have the ability to attach, so whether that's a photo of a mannequin that's in front of me with a great outfit on that I think my customer would love, an image from my camera roll, a marketing asset, even a barcode of a product I have in front of me, just to be able to link it as quickly as possible. But what we see associates using more often than not is our integration to the product catalog. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on here. You can see I have different tiers and levels of looking for a product. And up in the corner, I have the ability to filter. So here, this is really helpful if the customer says, I'm looking for a pair of black shoes in this size. I can very quickly, you know, under $200, I can very quickly filter through all of the items that are available. And these are going to be items that are available in e-commerce as well. And then find what my customer might be looking for. So let's just say I've narrowed it down. My customer is going to love these Jimmy Choos. I'll attach them to the chat. And now my customer has the recommendation with the image. We can include description and price even within the chat, or I can go straight to the product page of that item to be able to purchase and view details about it. If I do end up purchasing, it's going to be actually attributed back to this conversation and back to my associate. I do have the chat following me as well. And also within the chat, we do have the ability to initiate video. So the sales associate would say, hey, you know, let me just show you a video. I have these shoes right in front of me. I'll show you them at all angles. They have the ability to open up the video. The customer can open up their video camera as well if they would wish to, and increase that kind of personalized conversation. We do see that being used a lot more in scheduled conversations or appointments, but we do have some people using videos during the chat as well. I'll quickly jump over to a little bit of the tasking that we offer as well. So let's just say we had a great conversation. My customer ended up purchasing the shoes. I have the ability to follow up with these tasks. So you can see as an associate, I have 2 assigned tasks to me. One of the examples is one-to-one. So this will have a summary of what my customer purchased and ways to reach out to them. I have the ability to email or text based on their preferences. I can also take a look into their customer profile. So just say I decided to email the customer and say, hope you love your new shoes. Here's another pair in a different color that just came in. I'm able to, using the same product catalog integration, attach the item and email my customer with that. We also have the ability to do one-to-many tasks. So this is going to be marketing from one sales associate base to a segment of their own customers. So this subject line and copy are all written by your marketing or store operations department, but I'm able to have one associate share it to a group of people, including the products or any assets that are part of that communication. Again, I can email it to a segment. So let's just say I have a bunch of customers that are tagged birthdays in April, VIP customers, customers who love Hugo Boss, whatever it might be, I can segment to that group. I can also share it in my Instagram, Pinterest, or Facebook pages as well, so we can actually integrate to those connections. And finally, we'll just take a very brief look at what that looks like on the customer side. So if my sales associate is reaching out to me with a product recommendation, I can go ahead and click on those links. And when I go, it'll take me to the product detail page with the footer of my sales associate shopping along with me. So I know we're running close on time. I'm going to go back and give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions. We do have a few in the chat, but please use the questions box in our chat here, and Ben and I will take care of those. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria. I mean, those are, what Maria just showed is really what happens once you've operationalized this opportunity for, your in-store associate to serve the online customer. They actually become a full complement of your marketing strategy that creates a one-to-one conversation in ways that a marketing newsletter just can't do with a customer. So when customers get marketing newsletters, they can't respond back and have a conversation about what would be right for them. Being able to send out brand safe and brand approved materials and product recommendations from one human being to another customer is a hugely powerful opportunity that is really unlocked when this type of program reaches maturity. So let's get to a few questions here, Maria. What's the first question that we're going to pick from the list that we got in the chat?
Looks like someone's asking, what is the training for associates? So yeah, we find that associate adoption is actually very quick. You saw a lot of those options are very intuitive. Anybody who uses a smartphone, which is pretty much everybody these days, is able to get used to the features. But we do provide training from our Salesforce customer success team, which Ben actually leads. So maybe you want to add a little bit to that as well.
Yeah, sure. Training is a lot of fun when it comes to a tool like this, because what Salesforce clienteling tool can do for stores is it's effectively a new sales channel to help them hit their goals and surpass them. So when Salesforce rolled out to stores for the very first time, we have a client services team that will help with all of the messaging and training materials. And then once it's actually being rolled out in the stores, we work with we train the trainers, and we actually show them how to teach out this tool, which can be done in a matter of 30 minutes. And we often say, if you already know how to use an iPhone or an Android mobile device, you already know how to use Salesforce. And most often, I would say, we will conduct first-time training sessions with an audience of anywhere between 20 to 200 people. And most often, a sale is made on Salesforce before the end of that first training session. So it really becomes a lot of fun when you get that good news before the program is even launched.
Awesome. Someone else is asking about implementation, how long it would take to implement a solution like this.
Yeah, so implementation is pretty straightforward. It's anywhere between, I would say, 30 days to 60 days max, the average being around 6 to 7 weeks. Salesforce is implemented through a tag that goes onto a retailer's website, and that ensures that our JavaScript tag can do all the things that we've shown you today. And it really is quite lightweight in terms of any actual technical resources required on the retailer side. We do have, streamlined implementation teams that work directly with the retailer, but the majority of the design and customizations that you've seen in Maria's demo today, that's all produced by Salesforce and approved by clients when they implement. So most often within 2 months, you're up and running with Salesforce from the day that a contract is signed. And the first sales are typically happening within the first few hours of a program going live.
All right, and I think we have time for one more question. So I think this is something you just started touching upon, but are we able to customize the options on the widget screen? So I think one of the things you were saying, part of the implementation is being able to make the customizations and follow the best practices for your business needs. It's going to be different from retailer to retailer, but absolutely a lot of the options that we demoed today are customizable. You can reorganize the order and the way that associates would use them for sure.
Yeah, from a look and feel perspective, the goal here is that this new service lives and breathes just like the brand that you have on your website. So color, look, feel, layout, font, all of those things are customized for each retailer that uses Salesforce. And then how the system actually works is based on a series of configurations that our experts will work with you on how to set during that 6 to 8 week implementation timeframe.
All right, I think that's all the time we have today. But thanks everybody so much for joining, and hope to hear from you guys soon. Reach out to our team at salesforce.net, please.
All right, thanks very much, everyone.